Yes, الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له ويشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن سيدنا ومولانا محمدا عبده ورسوله أرسله الله بالهدى ودين الحق ليظهره على الدين كله ولو كره الكافرون وصلوات الله والسلام عليه وعلى آله الطاهرين الطيبين وعلى صحابته الغر الميامين ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين اللهم اكتبنا منهم آمين. قال الله تبارك وتعالى في القرآن المجيد: أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم، بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. To proceed, we begin with the praise of Allah Ta'ala. We ask and beseech Allah Ta'ala to send His peace and blessings upon His final messenger, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, upon his family, his companions, and all those who follow his way until the day of judgment. We ask Allah Ta'ala to make us amongst them. Ameen Ya Rabbil Alameen. Allah Ta'ala reminds us in the Quran, and the Quran is a dhikr. The Quran is a reminder. It's a call to the pure nature of the human being that is derived from Allah Ta'ala, created by Allah Ta'ala. O you who have believed, have taqwa of Allah Ta'ala, haqqa tuqatih, in a matter that is befitting the majesty and the greatness of Allah, as it is His right, subhanahu wa ta'ala. So I call myself and you all, my dear brothers and sisters, to have taqwa of Allah. May Allah Ta'ala increase us in our taqwa. A few moments together in the last few weeks of Ramadan, we've had the opportunity to reflect on this month, and that this is a month of healing. It's prudent for us and pertinent for us to discuss this because we're in a pandemic. We have seen death all around us. We've seen life leave our loved ones, our friends, our family members. We ask Allah Ta'ala to have mercy upon all our beloved Muslim brothers and sisters who have passed. Allah Ta'ala give them the highest in paradise. Ameen Ya Rabbil Alameen. But more pertinently is the urgent call that Ramadan constantly reminds us when it comes upon us. That we, not only do we get sick physically, emotionally, but we also get sick intellectually and spiritually. And Allah Ta'ala sent His prophets and messengers, alayhim salam, with the purpose of healing. To heal the human being. To heal, most importantly, the illnesses of the intellect and the illnesses of our hearts. Because it is in the illnesses or in the death of the heart, in the intellect of the human being, that the most dire consequences occur. All of us will pass. All of us will leave this world. And we believe wholeheartedly and certainly that we will be raised again on the Day of Judgment. And those who had sick and dying hearts and dying intellects that rejected the truth of the prophets and rejected the truth in both their behavior and in their minds and in their hearts, those people will have an eternity of damnation. And so it is the illnesses of the hearts and the illnesses of the mind, the intellect, that we must pay most attention to. But unfortunately, it is these illnesses that we often neglect, whether we believe or not believe. So this is a wake-up call. When the month of Ramadan comes, it is a time for us to reflect on our state. It is a time for us to reflect on the illnesses of our minds and the illnesses of our hearts. And it is a great month of healing for these illnesses. Most importantly, we discussed the role and the function of the Quran as shifa'an wa rahmatan lil alameen. That Allah sent the Quran as a shifa, as a healing, and as a mercy to all of mankind, jinn and mankind. And so we mentioned and reflected on the importance and the role of the Quran and its function as an ilaj, as a treatment, as a healing from Allah. Today I want to take a few moments reflecting on another very important aspect of Ramadan that we find as a healing for us, and that is ad-du'a. It is in the du'a, it is in our supplication, our call to Allah, humbling ourselves to His majesty and His power, recognizing that it is He that is the source of all things, and He is the one who has power of all things, and that we are completely helpless. It is in that state, when we call upon Allah, that we find a healing for our hearts. Imam Ibn Qayyim rahimahullah ta'ala, in his book Ad-Da'u wad-Dawa, the disease and its cures, or in its cure, he mentions these two things in particular, the Quran and dua, in his beginning of this book, because these are of the most powerful sources of healing for the human being. And so what we find is that ad-du'a, he says ad-du'a is the protector, it is a shield against trial and tribulation. Ad-du'a is the defender against trials and tribulation. And ad-du'a is the weapon of the believer, as we hear from the Prophet ﷺ, ad-du'a salah al-mu'min. The du'a is the sword of the mu'min. So when we find ourselves ill, when we find ourselves struggling, when we find ourselves in a state of trial and tribulation, it is in the dua that we find our solution. Because the dua is the call upon the Lord of all that exists, the creator of everything. And it is a humbling call to Him. Ya Allah, I have no control of myself. I am in dire need of your assistance, Ya Allah. And we may ask ourselves, why is it that I make dua and I make dua and I make dua, yet Allah may not answer me? Imam Ibn Qayyim, he mentions, from one of the severe illnesses and diseases of the believer or of the human being is isti'jal ad-du'a. It is to rush for the answer of your dua. Seeking an immediate answer for your dua is a disease in and of itself. And it is in that sometimes we get lost of our dua altogether. When you remember, as we mentioned before, our relationship with God, our relationship with Allah is not a transactional relationship. Allah, you give me and I worship you. Or Allah, I worship you and then you give me. Rather, Allah is worthy of worship because of who He is. Because He is Allah. Because He is our creator, our sustainer, subhanahu wa ta'ala. And so because of that, we worship Him. Because of that, we call to Him. Because of that, we seek help from Him. But it is not our right from Allah that He must respond immediately. So we must remove from our minds this desire for immediate answering of our dua, because we know that everything is in the command and control of Allah, and He is the most wise, Al-Hakim, the most wise. And He knows what is best for us. Every single individual has a unique path in this life. We may ask Allah, why is it that I'm struggling here? I can't find a job. Yet so-and-so person, they have a job. They have, mashallah, great cars and great houses. They have great spouses and children, mashallah. But why is it that you give me this, Ya Allah? Recognize, my dear respected brothers and sisters, every single thing that we have been given is unique for our journey in life. And Allah has given every single one of us that which is a especially unique need for every one of us to fulfill a happy and satisfactory life in this life and the next. What is a test for me, it may not be a test for you. And my capacity for test may be different from your capacity for test. I have loved ones, friends, family members, who time after time they're faced with test. My father, may Allah protect him, may Allah guide him, may Allah give him a long and healthy and righteous life. SubhanAllah, I remember these words. He would say to me, I wonder why I have, mashallah, a good job, I have a good house, a good family. I often wonder if Allah is saving my punishment for the hereafter. We must understand that Allah Ta'ala, everything we have, whether it is bitter or if it's sweet, it is a test from Allah. And every single one of us has a specially molded journey that Allah has given us. And He has given us the capacity to handle any test that He gives us, uniquely, individually. We cannot look at the other and say, why can't I have that life? That life is their test, and your life is your test. And every one of us has a unique capability of handling our test. So we must not rush when we think that we make dua. Oh Allah, why are you not answering my dua? Ya Allah. And this isti'jal, this rushing of Allah's answering of our dua, we must understand that Allah has a plan that is uniquely perfected for every one of us to fulfill the ultimate and noble goal and objective of happiness in this life and the next. So we must be patient. Number one. Number two, as the dua is salah al-mu'min, as the dua is the weapon of the believer, Imam Ibn Qayyim, he says, and we'll conclude with this, just like the sword, if the sword is rusty, it's not sharpened, it will not be effective in defending the believer. And just like you have a weak believer that does not know how to use that sword, or they're too weak to use that sword, the sword will not be effective, the weapon will not be effective. Similarly, the dua, if it is weak, if it is devoid of appropriate attributes that are required for it to be answered by Allah, then it will not be answered by Allah. Or if the believer who asks to Allah is weak, is devoid of important characteristics, that they live a life of righteousness, at least attempt and struggle and strive and have the intention to do so to their best abilities. If they do not have such a life, if not behaved in such a way, how can we expect Allah to answer us? And so in short, my dear respected brothers and sisters, dua is a healing for us. We must recognize that the dua, sometimes we look at the dua as a means to an end. Rather, the dua is the end in and of itself. Because isn't that the entire purpose of our existence? Is to have a relationship with God, with Allah Ta'ala, our creator and sustainer. And so in those humbling moments, especially in the darkness of the nights of Ramadan, remember, whatever you call upon Allah, He loves for you to call upon Him. But don't forget that actually it is those moments that you call upon Allah that we should cherish. It's that moment of calling upon Allah with tears flowing from our eyes. Those are the real moments that we will remember in the hereafter. May Allah Ta'ala give you that which you ask. May Allah Ta'ala protect all of us. May Allah guide all of us. May Allah Ta'ala heal all of us. Ask Allah Ta'ala so that He may give it to you. الحمد لله ثم الحمد لله الحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله الحمد لله غافر الذنوب جميعا إلا شرك به وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن سيدنا ومولانا محمدا عبده ورسوله وصلوات الله وسلام عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا. قال الله تبارك وتعالى في القرآن الكريم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على نبينا محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على نبينا إبراهيم وعلى آل نبينا إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد وبارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم اغفر للمسلمين والمسلمات والمؤمنين والمؤمنات الأحياء منهم والأموات إنك سميع مجيب الدعوات. يا حي يا قيوم برحمتك نستغيث أصلح لنا أمورنا ولا تكلنا إلى أنفسنا طرفة عين. اللهم اغفر لنا وارحمنا واهدنا واجبرنا وعافنا وارزقنا وارفعنا يا أرحم الراحمين. عباد الله يرحمكم الله إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون وأقيموا الصلاة. Inshallah, if you could stand on the driver's side of your vehicle, inshallah ta'ala, and make appropriate space, inshallah ta'ala.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمد رسول الله أشهد أن محمد رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. ألهاكم التكاثر حتى زرتم المقابر كلا سوف تعلمون ثم كلا سوف تعلمون كلا لو تعلمون علم اليقين لترون الجحيم ثم لترونها عين اليقين ثم لتسألن يومئذ عن النعيم. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. استغفر الله.
very important announcement, inshallah. Inshallah, next Saturday, 8 p.m. I'm sorry, next Saturday, May 8th, from 2 p.m. until 5 p.m. Right here at the ICNA Center, inshallah ta'ala, we will be doing vaccination. So that we're going to have I'm not sure if it's Moderna or if it's Pfizer, but it will be the two-part vaccination, if I understand. Inshallah ta'ala, if you go to iknachicago.org/vaccine, VACCINE, inshallah ta'ala, you can register your loved ones, anyone in the area, bring them, inshallah, please register them. There is a limited amount, but we want everyone, especially in this community, to be vaccinated, inshallah ta'ala, so we can try to resume back to some level of normalcy, inshallah ta'ala. So next Saturday, May 8th, 2 to 5 p.m., right here at the ICNA Center. You can register online at iknachicago.org/vaccine. The other thing is, inshallah, next Friday after the Salat al-Jum'ah, we will be having Eid gift bags, inshallah ta'ala, free for you in the community. Please take some for your friends, your family, your children, inshallah. So please prepare for that next week, inshallah ta'ala, as we're coming in the last few days of Ramadan. And most importantly, we need your assistance, your financial support. We have, inshallah, plans to build a community center. We've completed the first phase. Now phase 1B. Hopefully we want to finish it in the next couple of months, but we need your financial support and assistance. Please give, inshallah, for the center, inshallah ta'ala, and for our operations and for the community building that we'd like to do. Make your way to the right on Summit only. So head south on Summit only, inshallah. And don't, and kindly, follow the assistance of the guidance of the volunteers. Assalamu alaikum.
hand for teaching. You have a back wiper.
Someone's phone is ringing. Whose phone is this? Oh, there you go. Someone's ringing. I was like, oh, thanks. Supposed to hang up.